correct. We do begin with Ian, now an extreme Category 4 hurricane, rapidly approaching Category 5 strength, with winds now up to 155 miles per hour and taking aim at Florida's west coast.
This video showing the sheer size of the storm from space, and we're already seeing its impact. Take a look at Key West overnight. Already seeing the effect, and here is the latest path with Ian set to make landfall in just hours. We have live team coverage across the storm zone, and we're going to begin with our chief meteorologist, Ginger Z, who is live in Fort Myers. Good morning, Ginger.
Michael, there are not many more serious situations when it comes to hurricanes than what we are about to endure right where I'm standing. Imagine 12 to 16 feet of water over my head, winds of 120 to 155 miles per hour. We are just getting close to the core of Ian, and we are going to see this landfall in the next couple of hours. So let's go ahead and go through it. The radar already shows you those outer bands are whipping around the peninsula of Florida. Tornado warnings and a tornado watch that includes Orlando to Miami. What we will see with this storm in the next couple of hours is just deteriorating conditions, catastrophic damage, talking about power outages that could last months, if not weeks, if not months. And you see that track, the worst of it comes right over Charlotte Harbor. You see the Punta Gorda, Inglewood. These are the communities we are so concerned with, not just for surge, but for wind as well.
This morning, the strongest September hurricane in 2 decades, Ian, is charging toward Florida, a Category 4 behemoth.
This thing's the real deal. It is a major, major storm.
The state already feeling Ian's impacts. Nearly 2.5 million Floridians under some sort of evacuation order. Satellite images capturing that eerie spin. Ian threatening almost the entire Sunshine State. Hurricane hunters gathering critical data and warning just how dangerous the threat is from inside the storm.
The strength and scope of Hurricane Ian, to me personally, professionally, is impressive.
Storm surge consuming the streets of Key West. Folks there wading in waist-deep water. Backyards flooded. A buoy off Key West recording a peak wave of 42 feet, propelled by the storm's outer bands pushing ashore. And all of South Florida under a tornado watch overnight. At least 5 tornadoes reported, one of them damaging small planes at an airport in Pembroke Pines and uprooting these trees. More than 30,000 customers without power in the state so far. That number will grow. Ian left the entire island of Cuba without electricity after it passed quickly on Tuesday. Debris scattered all over Pinar del Rio, the infrastructure unable to handle the 125-mile-per-hour winds. Families like this one forced to start over, these children sitting on chairs trying to stay out of the water that has flooded their home, offering a glimpse of what might lie ahead for some parts of southwest Florida. The track sinking south, coupled with life-threatening storm surge, posing a very scary threat.
I've been here 45 years, and this is the first time I left for a storm. The water just really scared me, and as well as the path. It was very confusing, and I didn't want to risk it.
Now we still have an east wind pushing the water away from us, but when the wind switches in a couple of hours, it's going to push all of that water toward the shore. The eye should pass just to our north. We could even see that eye wall for a long time, and that's where you get big issues. So let me take you to the timing, because after the noon hours when we anticipate landfall, you can see some of the winds, and these are sustained winds in some places. Gusts could go upward of 120, 130, or 40 miles per hour. This is devastating. This will cause mass power outages for a long time. But if you're right at the coast, in those first couple of blocks especially, 12 to 16 feet of water, I've seen it do it before. It can move homes, cars, and certainly is not survivable if you're anywhere near it. Look at this, 15 to 25 inches of rain on top of all of this. Interstate 4 would be a wreck if this here comes to fruition, and I think it will, because we will see a slowing as this approaches. At last check, it was moving at 9 miles per hour to the north-northeast. As it approaches, it will keep piling the water. It will have the brunt of the storm in that region that includes Punta Gorda, Charlotte Harbor, Rotunda West. A lot of these towns, I want you to look at that box. Ian is expected, as a strong Category 4, to potentially have catastrophic damage, power outages for not only weeks, but perhaps months. It could be unlivable for some time. So we're going to keep an eye on this all day. We will certainly stay safe, as we always do. But let's go ahead and head back to you, George.
And we can see how dangerous it is. Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. Let's go to senior meteorologist Rob Marciano in St. Petersburg. Good morning, Rob.
Hey, good morning, George. The rain shield, as you can see, has moved north of St. Petersburg, and You know, even though the governor declared a state of emergency on Saturday, a lot of Floridians caught on their heels because of the change in timing and track. And yesterday was a day spent scrambling to make last-minute preparations to your home in the way of boarding up and filling sandbags for flood protection, fueling up your cars. A lot of gas stations wrapping their pumps now in cellophane. And in the evacuation zones, they grew, especially down to our south yesterday. So you're trying to get 2.5 million people out across inland areas that have limited number of highways. So traffic, obviously an issue. Travel times increased by 2 or 3 times to get inland. But for the most part, it was pretty orderly. But if you are in an evacuation zone and you have not gotten out and you need help, officials obviously telling us first responders aren't coming for you. They're going to wait till the storm is over. A lot of these causeways and high bridges, they're shutting down from south to north as the winds increase. And as far as hospitals are concerned, smaller ones shutting down and evacuating patients, but the bigger ones like Tampa General, where they have that flood wall up, they're up and running, not taking any elective surgeries, mind you, but they have a storm staff in place to make sure that the folks who need help get there. And 100% of all long-term nursing facilities have generators, and power will go out.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.